Okay, 18 participants. Let me share my screen. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll start with compound thick cylinders. Earlier we discussed that what is we discussed about thick and thin cylinder, right? Then next we'll discuss about compound cylinders. Total student 22. Okay, let's start the class. So it has been shown, we have seen that hoop stress is maximum. The hoop stress is maximum in the inner radius and decreases towards the outer radius. That means the hoop from the earlier classes, six cylinders. If you go back to the earlier class, you'll see that the you get the expression of hoop stress. That the hoop stress will maximum on the inner radius of the cylinder comparison to outer radius. Okay, when we the hoop stress getting reduced, the hoop stress is maximum at this portion and it getting reduced on over the outer radius. Okay, further hoop stress is greater than that of internal fluid pressure. So we have one bursting force, and we have one resisting force. So our hoop stress is nothing but the our hoop stress is your resisting force. So this force should be more than this bursting force, right? Then only your cylinder will not fail. If your this bursting force is less than your resisting force, which is nothing but your hoop stress, then your cylinder will not get burst. So we saw that hoop stress is greater than that of internal fluid pressure. Internal fluid pressure will be, it is representing the bursting force, right? Thus, there is a limiting value for the internal fluid pressure as it depends on the hoop stress, which in turn depends on the permissible stress of the shell material. So it is saying that up to certain limit, this bursting force will be limited, right? And it will and this the structure will depend upon this hoop stress, and this hoop stress is generally depends upon the stress a material can take, your stress taken by the material by which your structure has been made. So understood the relation. It is saying that in thick cylinders, your internal pressure, your hoop stress on the hoop stress in the inner radius is more comparison to your fluid pressure, and fluid pressure is it is representing as bursting force. That means your internal fluid pressure should be less comparison to hoop stress, then the structure won't fail. Okay. So to meet the demand of cylinders, so sometimes what happen, your pressure get increased. Okay, this thick cylinders also get bursted out when the pressure you have very high pressure. So there is one more category of compound cylinders. So to meet the demand of cylinders to meet the demand of cylinders to withstand high fluid pressure, some methods have to be involved to reduce hoop stress. Okay, so to get along with the hoop stress, one such method was seen in cylinders is to wind strong steel wires under tension on the cylinder. Suppose this is your one cylinder. You need suppose the internal pressure is very high. So what do you do? What you do? There is one method to make this cylinder strong. You can bind this cylinder by steel wires. Okay, then it will resist. It will give more resisting force to the pressure inside the cylinder. Okay, just imagine a pen of your pen you have in your hand. Just imagine the pen is as a cylinder. So to carry more load, What we are doing, we are binding that pen or cylinder by steel wire so that it can carry more internal pressure. So that is one method to withstand high pressure, high fluid pressure. Okay. And in another method, this is one method where we can do that. We can wind strong steel wires under tension on the cylinders. Okay, this is the one method to reduce means to withstand the internal high fluid pressure. Okay, then there is one more method to reduce the hoop stress. The cylinder may be made in two cylinders of different radii, of one cylinder being shrink onto the other. Okay, that is saying that suppose you have one cylinder. Okay, you have one cylinder of very small diameter. Okay, one small internal and outer diameter. You can wrap this cylinder with big, you can shrink. See, this is the small cylinder, this is the big cylinder. So now your this becomes compound. It's a some combination of small cylinder or big cylinder, or it can be of same size, but it is wrapping another cylinder. Suppose this is one cylinder, again I'm wrapping the cylinder the same or little bit more diameter. By heating, I'm joining these two cylinders. So now I'm getting a compound cylinder, right? So this will, by this method also, what we are doing by this process, the inner cylinder is put into compression and the outer one on tension. Now this inner cylinder is in compression and this outer cylinder is in tension. Application of an internal fluid pressure causes the tensile hoop stress to be superior imposed on the sinking stress, and the resultant stress is the algebraic sum of the two sets. So the resultant stress acting on this means these two combination of two cylinders will act as a one cylinder, and the stress on these two separate cylinders will be a combination of it will get a resultant stress. Stress on this cylinder, stress on this cylinders give us a resultant stress. As a first step, the stress due to shrinking in each component is calculated from a knowledge of the radial pressure at the common surfaces. That means at first we have to find the stress due to shrinking. We have shrink one compound to the another. So what we have to do, we have to calculate first the radial pressure at the common surface. That means after shrinking, it will give a let me show another diagram if I have. Let me show a diagram first. Suppose this was your internal. Okay, I have shown a. I'm representing a slideshow. It is visible. PPT is visible. Please respond.
No, ma'am. No.
Okay, let me share once again then. Now
Ma'am.
visible.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, this is our internal cylinder. A compound cylinder is made by pressing one or more jackets around an inner cylinder. So it is a composition of two cylinders. We inserted. Suppose this is your internal cylinder and this is your outer cylinder. Okay, we have inserted the one cylinder to the another. So this we'll get a new diameter. The purpose is that the outer cylinder puts pressure on the outside of the inner cylinder. What is our purpose? The outer cylinder, it gives pressure on the outside of the inner cylinder. Just imagine. Suppose this is the inner cylinder, outer cylinder, what will do? It will put a pressure. It will put a pressure on the outer surface of the inner cylinder. So when the fluid acts, when internal pressure will act on the walls of inner cylinder, this outer cylinder what will do? It will resist. The resistance of the inner cylinder is not sufficient. That's why we are imposing outer cylinder. This outer cylinder what will do? It will resist the means it will the what is the purpose of this to imposing one cylinder over the another? It will just visualize that it will try to stop the high fluid pressure. It is like I'm putting a layer over another. Getting my point? I'm putting a layer over another. Then suppose my water, yeah, my liquid is it starts bursting out. Okay, it tries to flow out. Means, just imagine that you are applying so much of pressure that it is about to fail. Then what you do? You put a layer over that. So that layer, so both the layer will act as one, and it will resist that pressure, high pressure. So that is compound cylinder. Okay, this means that the bore is put into compression. In a compound cylinder, the outer cylinder is having inner diameter smaller than the outer diameter of inner cylinder. In compound cylinder, the outer cylinder means this cylinder is having inner diameter. So it is this inner diameter is smaller than the outer diameter of the cylinder because it is getting imposed now. You're getting this point. The outer cylinder is having inner diameter smaller than the outer diameter of the cylinder. That if this happens, then only they could be shrink out in the cell. The inner cylinder is shrink fit to outer cylinder by heating or cooling. On cooling, the contact pressure is developed at the junction of two cylinders. So the junction where these two cylinders get joined, it will develop the contact pressure. It introduces compressive tangential stress at the inner cylinder and tensile stress at the outer cylinder. So it will generate compressive stress at the inner cylinder and tensile stress at outer cylinder. So this is my inner cylinder of radius. Of this is the internal diameter. This is internal radius. This is the outer radius. This is the outer cylinder with R3 is as the outer, R3 is the outer, R2 is the inner diameter. So see this the shaded portion. This is the contact pressure. Okay, you can see the development of stress in compound cylinder. You can refer to this diagram also. This was the outer cylinder of radius R, capital R. This is the inner cylinder of radius R dash. Okay, so at some point at the outer part it is getting tense. Okay, tension at the outer surface, the stress is developing in this direction. That means that it is acting at outer cylinder, it is developing a tension, and in inner cylinder it is developing a compression. These are the initial stresses. Okay, now stress due to fluid pressure. Stress due to when a fluid pressure starts bursting out, it will arises a tension. Okay, the tension will increases. So that tension the fluid inside the cylinder will tries to burst it out. Then the tension properties of outer cylinder will activate and it get tense because it has a property. It will get tense. It will get try to tense. Okay, and these are the final stresses. That tension, this tension is partly taken by the outer cylinder and the partly taken by the inner cylinder. So okay, initially what it will happen? Initially, your inner cylinder will be in compression and outer cylinder will be in tension. When fluid starts giving stress, these both will act as tension. It will stressed out at some point. Then the this tension is carried by partly by the two cylinders. Okay, in an inner cylinder subjected to external pressure and outer cylinder subject to internal pressure. So the method of solution for compound cylinder constructed from similar material is to break the problem down into three separate effects. Okay, the method of solution for compound cylinders constructed from similar material is to break the problem into, there will be it will generate three conditions. Okay, number one, shrinkage pressure only on the inside cylinder. That means the shrinkage, it is saying that the junction, a pressure will act on the junction of the two cylinders. So it will only pressure only on the inside cylinder. That means only inside, internal part. Okay. Shrinkage pressure only on the outside cylinder. That means external cylinder. This condition. Internal pressure only on the complete cylinder. That means the internal pressure is acting on all, just complete cylinder. Here I am taking the inside cylinder, here I am taking the outside cylinder, and here I am taking the internal pressure versus complete compound cylinder. So for each of the resulting load conditions, there are two known values for the radial stress, which enables the Lehm's constants to be determined in each cases. So we have derived an expression of Lehm's expression from in the last class. So we'll use that Lehm's expression in this uh, compound cylinder. Okay. So condition A is shrinkage internal cylinder. That means this one, shrinkage internal cylinder, and shrinkage pressure on the inside of the internal cylinder. So at R, this small r, we have R1. Our radial stress at shrinkage cylinder is 0. Compressive stress tends to reduce the wall thickness. So at R, we'll get, if we apply this expression in Lehm's expression, we'll get R as RC, and RC means radius of the compound cylinder. R1 is the radius of the internal diameter, R2 is the radius of the outer diameter, and RC is your radius of the compound, means new radius of the cylinder when we inserted this. So we will get sigma R is equals to radial stress is equal to minus of P. Same for the shrinkage external cylinder, where R is outer radius of the outer diameter. Again we have radial stress 0, because then at this, if we put this condition in Lehm's expression, we'll get R as RC and sigma R as a minus P. Same. Next, internal pressure compound cylinder. So at R will be R2 and at R will be R1. We'll get radial stress is equal to 0 and radial stress equals to minus P1. So these are the conditions we have. These conditions we have to use in the Lehm's expression. Consider the thick compound cylinder as shown in the figure. R1 inner radius of this actually this will be R1, this will be R2, and this will be, see, this Ri is nothing but R1, this R0 is R2, and this Rf is your Rc. That is, R1 is your inner radius of the inner cylinder, R2 is the outer radius of the outer cylinder, this one, this R0 is represented by R2, this Ri is represented by R1, and Rc is the outer radius of inner cylinder. That means the radius which is common to both the cylinders. Okay. And P is the radial pressure at the junction of the two cylinders. That means radial pressure, it is acting, radial pressure acting on the junction. Suppose, let me draw one. So this is your outer diameter, this is your outer cylinder, suppose. This is your inner cylinder. At some point it will give a junction. There will be junction. Junction means at the point where both inner and outer cylinder are getting acted. So P is the radial pressure at the junction of the two cylinders. So just assume that this is one cylinder, this is one cylinder. Let me draw one cylinder. This is one cylinder. Okay, the top view. This is one cylinder. I'm trying with top view. This is one cylinder. Okay, so we have added one more cylinder. I have drawn one more cylinder. Okay, what? Ma'am can't see the drawing part. Okay. I have drawn two cylinders. Is it visible? Please respond. I have drawn two cylinders. No. Okay. Maybe network issue. Let me draw once again. Okay. I'm drawing once again. I'm drawing with red color. Okay. Let me draw once again. I have chosen a red color. Then I'm drawing. This is one cylinder and this one is outer cylinder. I'm showing the top view. Is it visible now? Please respond. Is it visible now? Okay. So see, just assume the this is the small cylinder. This is the another cylinder. So these two will have a junction point, right? It means the point, the contact, the two cylinder is getting contact. That will be junction. So the pressure of the fluid at those junction. So for inner tube, that means for the inner cylinder, we have a condition of sigma r equal to 0 at r equal to 1. That means this one. For inner loop, we have condition r1 equal to r1 and sigma r equal to 0. And sigma r equal to minus c and r is equal to at rc. So we'll apply these conditions on Lame expressions. So we'll get we got a Lame's expression, right? So we have Lame expression that of radial stress as A minus B by R, and A and B were some constant. So sigma R is 0. We have put the value of 0. R is R1, so we have put the value of R1 square, and we have another expression sigma R equals to minus C and R as RC. So from these two expressions, we got that sigma r is A minus B r square. Okay. And for the outer tip, you place the conditions, you will get the value. Sigma r is A minus B r square. So value of a constant A1, A2, B1 and B2 can be found if the radial pressure is known. Suppose in questions you will be given radial pressure. So radial when you get the radial pressure, you will able to find out the value of constants A and B. Hoop stress can also be found by using relative expression like sigma h a plus b r square. So basically this one sigma h a plus b by r square and this one sigma minus a b r square. Don't get confused. We got these two expression from the Lame's equation. So if the fluid pressure is admitted inside the compound cell, it will be resisted by both the cells. So now in compound cylinder, fluid pressure is resisted by both the cylinders. The resultant shell will be the algebraic sum of initial stresses, those due to fluid pressure. So see a small problem. A compound cylinder is made by shrinking a tube of 160 mm internal diameter. A compound cylinder is made by shrinking a tube of 160 mm internal diameter and 20 mm thick over another tube of 160 mm external diameter and 20 mm thick. The radial pressure is given is at the common surface after shrinking is 80 kgf per centimeter square. Find the final stress set up across the section when the compound cylinder is subjected to an internal fluid pressure of. So first of all, write all the givens to you. Okay. So internal radius of the outer cylinder. So they have given you diameter. Okay, internal diameter 160 mm. So find out the radius. So this is your inner radius of the outer cylinder. Then you have been given outer radius of the outer cylinder. You can find this 80 plus this 20 mm thickness. Again, inner will be out for outer you have to add this 20 mm thickness, and for inner radius it will get minus 20 mm. Then apply Lame's equations for inner cylinder without fluid pressure. These are the expressions. Put the value in the expression, you will get the value of A and B. So put the value of A and B in the expression, you will get sigma h, that is, and sigma r value. I'll share this PPT. This part is not required. Differences in radius is simple. So this part is clear. Till this part, this problem I'll share in the I'll share this PPT. Go through the numerical. This part is clear. Compound cylinder. What is compound cylinder? What are the conditions? Please respond. My network is not fine, man. It's raining, flooding, that as well. Okay. What about others? So we have discussed thin, thick, and compound cylinders. Okay. So in thin cylinders, just remember that radial stress is to be zero. We neglect this radial stress, and we got uh, circumferential stress and uh, hoop stress and circumferential stress and longitudinal stress. And in thick cylinders, we use Lehm's theory, and we saw that we have longitudinal stress is assumed to be constant throughout the section, and we have found out radial stress and hoop stress. Okay, go through the derivation. I've shared the files. I've shared a book chapters. Uh, I have discussed what is the required portion. Just study the required portion. Even I've shared a PPT also. I have given the derivations of Lehm's theory in that. Go through the derivation. If you don't understand, contact me. Just reach out to me or mail me your doubts, or you can text over my WhatsApp also. So after that, from Lehm's theory we got two expression, right? We got two expression, and we use those two expressions in compound cylinders to uh, find out the hoop stress and radial stresses. Okay. So, what is the compound cylinder? In compound cylinder, what is the common thing? They got one cylinder is inserted to the another cylinder so that it can resist the high pressure fluid. Usually, compound cylinders are used in it is used in where you need very high pressure. So what you do, you have two method. You can one way you can do that. You can wrap up while steels over a cylinder, or you can in the next step you can do that. You can immerse, or you can shrink one cylinder over the another. Okay, so you'll get a contact pressure. At some point you will get a contact pressure. So what is the pressure at that contact pressure? That will you have seen that the expression that we have how we have found that expression using a Lehm's equation. Okay. So that is the thing. By using Lehman equations, you have to find what are the stresses which generate on that contact pressure. Okay. Uh, so that's all for today. Uh, I'll share this PPT also. Yes. I'll share this PPT. So that is sufficient for this. Uh, that is sufficient. That is sufficient. No need to go in deep. Radius and resistance to the sensor. Yes, that will be sufficient. So there is one stability of dams, and there's one more topic in your in module one, stability of dams. See this stability. We'll see this. Let me show you. If you have a syllabus with you, there is a stability of dams, retaining walls, and chimneys. Okay, we'll study this part in the in section. We have one more stability part section. Where it is? Yes, we'll study this part in other another module so that you can relate this topics on those. So basically, we have completed our module one. Okay, we covered analysis of statically determinate stresses. We covered this stress analysis of thin, thick, and compound cylinders. Then we discuss at the in the starting classes we discussed stress strain curve, right? We discussed stress strain curve, and tell me what we have discussed so far. Are you making notes? Please interact. Mute yourself and talk to me. Have you made any notes? Are you making some notes? Respond or type in. If you don't want to talk, you can type in the chat box also. What are the topics we have discussed so far? Tell me. 30 students. No one is responding. What happened? Is all the topics are clear? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me what are the topics we have discussed? What are the topics we have discussed so far in the module 1? Are you making notes? Yes, yes, good. Yes, we discuss analysis of trust. Good. And analysis of trust, thick, thin compound cylinder, right? And stress strain diagram, the basic stress strain. What about the others? Abrisha, Ashok, Deepak. Yes. Method of section, method of join. Good. Please make notes. Okay. Please make notes. Tension test. Yes. Good. Then. Okay. So tell me, are you making notes or how you are going to study for the exam? And many of you haven't submitted assignment to me in the Google Classroom. I don't know why. Please take assignments seriously because we have to submit this track of the assignments to management. Copying from the PPT. Okay, ma'am will make notes only from the PDF. Ma'am will make notes only from the PDF. Which PDF? Whatever I gave notes, you see. Suppose I have shared the I've shared method of joins two slides, two notes, one PPT, one PDF. I've shared method of section. Today I shared thin thick cylinders, one PPT, one I made notes from video. Yes, yes, you can do that. Whatever we are teaching, you can make notes from anywhere. Okay, it's not necessary you make notes from my class only. Just I need you to be clear of the topics. Okay, so you can make notes from anywhere. Okay, no issue, no issue. You can make from my notes also. Whatever the notes I have given, you can make by yourself also if you want. The thing is you have to make notes so that at the end of the examination you go through those notes, and for in future also you can use those notes. Okay, because I'm using my notes for you obviously after passing out you will apply to various government exams, right? So so how will you study if you go through those notes? It will help you a lot. Okay, even during the classes also I'm telling you what are the MC questions uh, come from this part, this part, this part. So start preparing for GATE exam from now onwards. This semester, what are the subjects you are getting? Those subjects are very important. I'm going out of the track of the class because I have some time. Okay. Uh, yeah. So whatever the subject you are getting in this semester, all are important from GATE point of view. Okay, like soil transportation in fluid mechanics you got in last semester. This time you have hydrology, I guess. Yes, hydrology, then environment. Okay, these are the important subjects which carry and soil carries this soil geotechnical, that means all these carries a lot of marks in your gate examination. So start preparing for now itself. Okay, start preparing for now itself. No need for any coaching and all. No need to drop out 1 year for a gate coaching. No need. Start preparing for now. Start clearing your concept from now itself. If you clear your concept from now itself, it will be easy for you for the final year. You can easily crack gate. Okay. So say what is the importance of gate exam? You can apply for master's degree studies also, and you can directly apply for PUC if you get good marks. And for your states exams also, you'll if you prepare for at gate level, you can easily clear your state engineering exams also. Okay, that's all. Ma'am, when will the class be back to normal? I really don't know when it will be back to normal, because I heard that college will open from 21st September, but we didn't get any notice, so don't know. Okay. Any more issues? Any more questions regarding the class, regarding the earlier topics we have discussed? You can put in the chat box. Okay. I think no more questions. Write your roll numbers in the chat box for the attendance. Please write your roll numbers in the chat box. Done? Hmm. Yes, you will have first sessional exam very soon. You'll get a notice. I guess I'll check the academic calendar, and I will let you know. Maybe in October, first week or second week, I forgot. But yes, you will have your first sessional exam by online. Any more questions? No. Hope everyone wrote their roll number. Okay, one more thing. Done? Everyone wrote their roll number? Okay. Okay. See you in next week with this. Well, start with next module. Okay. Thank you.